After first time open the GODOT, you can create a new project. You can create a new folder and then click Edit button. Click 2D. First, let's change the project setting. You put your game window size you need. Since this is a pixel art game, I'm creating smaller size one. But we can scale the game window. You also need to change this to viewport. You can also use canvas item option. Here you can see your folders. Let's create all the folders we need. Right-click and create folders as you need. Let's drag and drop all the game assets to the image folder. Now let's create a character body for the player character. Click this plus sign and select this. If you hover over it, you can see it says it need a collision object. We also need an sprite to show the player character. You can drag and drop the player image to this texture field. You can see image is blurry, so go to project setting under rendering. Click texture, then select this from the menu. Rename this and save it. I'm going to save it inside the scene folder. Now we need to add a collision shape to this. You can drag and change these. If you hold Alt and drag, you can change both sides at once. Let's create a script for the player. Click this icon after selecting the player. I'm going to save it inside the script folder. GODOT will use a basic player script with the movement. You should change this according to your game. This is a very basic player movement script, so it's not great, but we can use this just for now. Now let's create a new scene for the platforms. Click this plus sign. This time select static body 2D. This one also need a sprite and collision shape, so let's add. You can drag and drop the texture here. Let's create another scene for a gameplay where we can add all the parts together. Let's also create an area 2D for the enemy. We also need an sprite in the collision shape for this too. In player script, let's add some variables. We probably need the ready function too. It's GODOT inbuilt function. Anything inside the ready function will execute the code when the scene is loading. Let's say health equal to max health when the game is starting. Let's create a function when player got hit by an enemy or something. Now let's create a script for this area 2D object. If you go to here, you can see it have inbuilt signal, body entered, so it can detect when it touched. First we have to create the script, then we can connect the body enter signal. Now click here, click the body enter signal, then click connect and select the area 2D. We can say if the thing that touch us, and the name is player, if it has a method call hurt, we can execute that method. In that hurt method we pass parameter which we subtract from health, so we can any value here. Let's create a variable for that. Add all of them into the gameplay scene and check if these works. Click this icon to add other scenes. You can duplicate these by pressing Ctrl+D key. We can also add a node to organize the viewport. And drag and drop all of these like this. Let's run the scene. You can see now it prints the health, but it goes beyond 0. Let's fix this. We can say if the health is below 0, we can say destroy itself. That's what QFI does. This is where you can play UDEF animation or exploding. Now let's check again. This looks too small, so let's change it. Go to project setting again, change these as you need. Before that, I'm going to change the jump key from spacebar to up arrow key. Let's make player to change its color when he hit an enemy. Go to player script. If you type $sign and then the name of any node in the scene, then you can call them. I think we have to use set modulate. Let me check it quickly. Okay, it worked, but we only need it to show for very little amount of time. So we can use a timer to do that. Add a timer node. Timer node have a signal called timeout. We can use the signal. In here we can start the timer, and then we can change it back to the previous color after time runs out. You can see when health is below 0, it will self-destruct. Now let's add a parallax background. Add parallax background, then add parallax layer. We can add background to the layer. Parallax layer, you can change the motion scale to create parallax effect. I also need to check which number works well, but we can see the effect without a camera. But this time select the player and add a camera 2D node. You can see a purple box, that's the area camera can see. Change the camera limit as these numbers walks for me. It doesn't look right, I have to change parallax layer motion values. This looks fine. Let's create a health bar. Actually, we need to use node 2D, not the normal node. Now select the player and click here and add the health bar. We have to change the health after we got hit by an enemy. So let's change the value of the health bar. Now let's also add an health bar to the scene. This one will not move with the player. So it stay at same place on the screen. We can use Can's layer for this. Now let's add the health bar as its child. Let's create a signal for that. Inside the player script we can create a signal. When we got hit, we can emit the signal, and we can connect the signal to any node in the scene. You can see the signal here. We can connect it to the gameplay scene script. Now we can change the health bar in the scene. Now we have a problem. We can't assign the value to health of the player here. There are many ways to do it. But before this, let's create a global script, so we can access it from anywhere. Go to here and right click and create new script. I am going to name it as Game Manager. Yet we have to add it as a global script. Go to project setting, go to auto load, you can select the global script. This is the one I created accidentally. We don't need this one. Now select the global script and click add. Now we can access it from anywhere. You can use this one to save and load the game when you create games. In player script, let's change this to Game Manager.max health. Then we need to add this after health changed, so we need to add it here. I made a mistake, you need to add it before emitting the signal, not after. Now we can change this to Game Manager.max health. I need to move it to the right side. So I'm going to use hbox container. But now we have to change the path to the health bar. Now you can see both are updating. Now let's move our enemies. We are going to use GODOT Tween. Tween of GODOT 4.1 is very different than the old versions. I had to check internet for this. You can create a tween like this and change its value like this. First one is the object it will affect. We need to change the position. Then the value, since the position is vector 2, we can use vector 2. Last one is how long you need to tween it. We can add this line below, which will move it back to its previous position. We can add a timer. After timeout, we can call the method again, so it will work as a loop. Let's check. Looks like we have a problem. It moved to the position we gave, so we have to add that to our current position. Now let's create a one for good character. We can use exactly the same code we use for the enemy. We only have to increase the health value instead of subtract. We also need to create a heal function for the player. It's opposite of the hurt function. We can create another timer for heal. When time runs out, we can change the color back to default color. We also need to create another signal for healing. I think these are right. Let's add this to gameplay and check. This should be heal. It goes above 100. Let's check that later. I changed the background color and the sprite color a bit. Now we can update the health bar on the screen. We can connect the signal, like we did before. Now you can see both are updating. Still the health bar doesn't look right. Let's change this like this. Okay, now it's working. Let's add some more platforms to the game. We can use static body 2D for this. It's very same as the one we created for the other platforms. Now we can add them to the scene. Both of the enemies are moving at the same time. We can use ran range function to get random number. We can use it for the wait time of the timer, so each time it will have different wait times. This looks bit better. I'm going to use the same code we used to move the bad enemy. We can use it to move the good character, but we can move it along x-axis. Instead of y, let's change it like this. We have to click auto start on timer property. We can use canvas layer to create UI elements. If you pick wrong node, you can change type by right-clicking and selecting the one you need. Now we can say after player's health below 0 load the game over scene. We can use getTreeChangeScene to file method GODOT has. In the game over screen, after click the start button, we can change the scene. In the game if player touch the bad enemy, in this case bad decision, it will lose the people of their community. Like the Unity. Let me know if you need to know anything and don't forget to check our 3D tutorials. And download our previous game on the GODOT Rush on Google Play Store. See you in next video.